just 10 minutes, we're going to draw our character using only the pencil tool, add colors, and apply shadows to create a more vibrant and lively final result. If you're ready, let's get started. But before we begin, don't forget to like the video. As always, we don't forget our amazing Patreon and YouTube supporters who help keep this channel going. We truly appreciate you. It means more than you know. If you'd like to support us on Patreon as well, you can find the link in the description. Thank you so much. First, just like in real life, we sharpen our pencil. Since I'll be drawing with the pencil tool, I start by adjusting all the necessary settings, things like stroke weight, color, round caps, and other parameters. Setting these up properly before you begin will help you achieve a much cleaner and more professional result by the end. After configuring the tool, we can start drawing with the pencil tool. When creating circular shapes like the head, you should begin from a starting point and continue drawing without releasing the mouse until you complete the form. As you return to the starting point, you'll notice a small circle icon appear next to the cursor. This indicates that the path is about to close. At that moment, release the mouse button and then assign a fill color to the shape you've created. Did you notice how I added shading to the character's ear? First, I drew the ear, then selected it and clicked on the Draw Inside tool. Once this mode is activated, anything you draw will appear only within the fill area of the selected object. This is an incredibly useful feature that makes the process much easier and significantly speeds up your workflow.
Some of you might be wondering whether you need a graphic tablet to create drawings like this. Of course, having a tablet can make the process easier and more comfortable, but it's absolutely not a requirement. As you can see, I'm drawing this entirely with a mouse. I used to have a very old Wacom tablet without a screen, and when it stopped working, I didn't stop creating. I simply continued with a mouse. Over time, your hand adapts, and you'll become more fluid and confident in Illustrator even without a tablet. Maybe one day, someone working at Wacom will see this and send us a display tablet so we can create even better videos. I'm joking, but honestly, I wouldn't say no. The most important thing is to start with what you have and keep practicing. If you'd like to see more helpful videos like this, make sure to like and leave a comment so the algorithm can share this content with more people. And if you'd like to support the channel even further, you can join us on Patreon through the link in the description and choose a membership tier that fits your budget. Your support truly makes a difference. It helps us invest in better tools and continue creating higher quality content for you.
This 10-minute video is designed for those who genuinely want to learn character drawing, and only those who watch until the end will truly benefit from it. The key focus points are setting up your pencil tool correctly and understanding the tools we use for shading. After that, the process becomes a repetition of refining shapes until the character's form is fully defined. I encourage you to watch this video multiple times and try to recreate the character yourself. Pause the video if needed and follow along step by step. If anything feels unclear or you struggle with a specific part, don't hesitate to leave a comment with your question. I'll do my best to help you improve. During editing, I removed some long and repetitive moments, so there may be a few fast transitions that feel sudden. If something confuses you, mention the exact timestamp in the comments and ask your question. I've also uploaded the character from this video to my Patreon shop. You can visit the shop to get exclusive vectors and icons created specifically for you and featured in the tutorials. This is also a great way to support the channel. However, all products in the Patreon shop are completely free for patron members. Anyone subscribed to any active tier can download all previously released vectors, icons, and project files at no additional cost. Throughout this tutorial, we primarily use the pencil tool, followed by the direct selection tool to soften sharp corners and adjust anchor points, and the curvature tool to refine areas that don't feel quite right. If you pay close attention, you'll notice that after the pencil tool, these are the tools I use most frequently. For repeated elements, we duplicate objects and use options like Send to Back to properly arrange layers and positioning. You'll see these steps repeated often during the video, and I demonstrate each one clearly so it's easy to follow. Using keyboard shortcuts can also make this entire workflow much faster and more efficient. To keep the video from becoming too long or repetitive, I trimmed several moments during editing where I was cleaning up the hidden areas beneath overlapping objects. However, I strongly recommend that you pay close attention to this step in your own work. The character you create today might need to be reused in a different perspective or pose in the future. If you ever need to move the head or arms and the hidden parts underneath are messy or incomplete, it will create extra work and cost you valuable time. When drawing a character, always take the time to properly refine the parts that sit behind visible elements. This is especially important if you create vectors for stock platforms, because buyers should not run into technical problems when using your files. I've been selling my work on FreePic, Shutterstock, and Adobe Stock for years. In the beginning, I focused mostly on the final visual result. I wanted the artwork to look attractive and sell well. But one day, I purchased a vector from another creator on a stock platform and needed to adapt it for my own design. When I separated the groups and layers, I realized how messy and disorganized the hidden shapes were, and I ended up wasting several extra hours fixing them. That experience changed my approach completely. Since then, I make sure my files are not only visually appealing, but also clean, organized, and functional behind the scenes. For example, you could draw this same character and sell it on stock platforms, and someone might buy it to animate it. If the body parts hidden behind the head are unfinished, the moment the head moves, those messy areas will become visible and ruin the animation. The buyer would then have to fix your file manually, which means more wasted time for them. So don't forget this important detail. Clean, functional structure is just as important as good visuals. To keep this video from becoming too long, I didn't go too deep into certain technical details. Normally, when I prepare vectors specifically for stock platforms, I make the joint areas of my characters more rounded and oval-shaped. This makes it much easier for someone who purchases the file to animate or reposition the character smoothly. However, in this tutorial, the main goal was to show you the drawing process and help you understand how to build the character visually, so I focused more on the appearance rather than full production optimization. If you'd like, I can create separate videos explaining how to prepare fully optimized, stock-ready vector files. Are any of you creating content for stock platforms? Let me know in the comments so we can discuss it. Which platforms are you uploading to, and which ones are the most profitable for you? By sharing your experiences, you can also help other designer friends in this community. In your opinion, is producing vectors and stock photos still a profitable business model today? Is it worth continuing, or has artificial intelligence significantly changed the landscape? Let's talk about it in the comments. There are two parts of character drawing that I personally enjoy the most: the ears and the shoes. I genuinely have fun drawing both of them. Shoes may look a bit complex at first, but seeing the final result is always satisfying. And usually, once you draw one, you can duplicate it to create the other. In this case, based on my usual workflow habits, I designed the shoes in a way that keeps them functional for animation if needed. However, the same cannot be said for the legs and pants area. If you noticed, there are no proper joint separations there for movement. That's simply because I wanted to produce this video efficiently and focus on demonstrating the drawing process rather than full animation-ready preparation. Thank you to everyone who watched the video until the end. I truly appreciate it. To help this video reach more people, please like it and leave a comment. When you do that, the algorithm understands that the content is valuable and shows it to a wider audience. That creates new opportunities for the channel, helps us grow faster, and allows us to improve more quickly. At the same time, when you engage with the video, YouTube is more likely to recommend similar content to you as well, so it benefits you too. So go ahead, leave a like, and share your thoughts in the comments. It helps you, it helps the channel, and it helps other viewers in the community. Let me know what topics you'd like to see next. Your feedback helps me create more useful and relevant content for you. I'm planning to produce character drawing tutorials in Photoshop and on the iPad Pro soon, so make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications because upcoming videos will also include Photoshop, iPad workflows, and even content related to After Effects and Premiere Pro.